On March 18th, Hogwarts Legacy community manager Chandler Wood answered the following question on Twitter. Where is the angry tree, aka Whomping Willow? Is the secret passage to Honeydukes going to be included? You should keep in mind the official website shows what appears to be a Whomping Willow-like tree here, and it also appears in an official wallpaper released for the game. And this makes Chandler's response even more interesting because he said, the Whomping Willow wasn't planted until 1971. Our game takes place about 80 years before that. I can't confirm or deny specific secret passages, but I can say that the world is filled with secrets, mysteries, and nods to plenty of Wizarding World lore. Okay, we definitely have to talk about that second part on secret passages, but regarding the Whomping Willow, of course, Potter fans will know that Wood is absolutely correct here with his timing on the Whomping Willow we know from the original series. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Remus Lupin tells Harry, I told you months ago that the Whomping Willow was planted the year I came to Hogwarts. The truth is that it was planted because I came to Hogwarts. So what does Wood's response and what we know about the Whomping Willow mean for the tree still pictured on the Hogwarts Legacy website? I see only two possibilities here. The first is the tree we see pictured here isn't actually a Whomping Willow at all. And honestly, this is entirely possible. Danny Allen is a dev who worked on the game, and he actually responded to a Twitter question all the way back in June of 2021 saying here, we know better than to use that. But even though this is completely possible, I actually don't think it's probable. I do expect us to come across a Whomping Willow in the game. First, let's take a closer look at some of the artwork Avalanche shared in the developer behind the scenes interview, and you'll find even more trees that look similar to a Whomping Willow. I'm not saying they're all for sure a Whomping Willow type tree, but some of them definitely look pretty close. You see, while as Harry Potter fans, we often think of it as the Whomping Willow because of its significance in the original series, it's actually just a normal magical plant, at least normal for the Wizarding World, that is, which means there could be plenty of other Whomping Willows out there. In fact, some of them could even be very near Hogwarts and even in parts of the Forbidden Forest we've never seen before. Avalanche talked a lot about venturing beyond the walls of Hogwarts and exploring the surrounding countryside, so personally, I still expect we'll come across one or two throughout the game. It just won't be the exact Whomping Willow we remember from the days of Lupin. So I still believe the tree we see pictured on the website and some of the trees in this artwork could be a Whomping Willow that we'll see in the game. I think a tree that physically attacks and defends its territory just lends itself so well to a video game. There are all sorts of gameplay scenarios they could frame around this, whether it's a magical creature who is maybe trapped near one and needs rescuing, or even one that's protecting some sort of magical artifact. Or, who knows, in a nod to the original series, maybe even something protecting a secret passage. I mentioned we also need to talk about Wood's response regarding secret passages, and this is absolutely music to the ears of longtime fans. I mean, he didn't outright confirm secret passages, but he kinda did, right? Hogwarts contains so many secrets we know even Dumbledore admitted that he didn't know all of them. And considering the school was made by two incredibly powerful witches and two ridiculously powerful wizards, it all makes sense. They likely even kept many secrets from one another about the castle. And honestly, this is an area where Avalanche can really let their creativity shine through because of how much freedom there is to do something new, and then balance that with the familiar locations that we all already know and love within Hogwarts. When it comes specifically to secret passages, there are a few we know about already that have a chance to be in the game. There's the one-eyed witch statue, which led to Honeydukes, a statue of Gregory the Smarmy that leads somewhere outside of Hogwarts, a mirror on the 4th floor that led to Hogsmeade, plus 3 others that Fred and George say they don't use because Filch already knows about them. Of course, this is all many years later in Harry Potter's day. The Borgin and Burke's vanishing cabinets are another possibility, as they could have been functional in this time period, but we don't know the exact date of their creation. And then there's also the secret passage that was guarded by the Whomping Willow that led to the Shrieking Shack, but of course, neither the Whomping Willow nor the Shrieking Shack will be there in 1890. So, this question on the Whomping Willow is actually just one of many questions I still have about Hogwarts Legacy. In fact, there are 7 big questions we still don't know the answer to, and I have a full video exploring those, which you can see on the right side of your screen now. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.